Hello everyone, my name's Grant. I am going to be doing my first video walkthrough of an Excel case. This is my prep for the Microsoft Excel World Championships, the competitions throughout the year. Today I am going to be doing um, the passing notes case study. I'll be honest, this is one that I've done before a while back. I did it again recently after watching Lorenzo's video, and I also did it again a third time to just improve and practice my lambdas and dynamic array and lambda helper functions. So this is by no means representative of my performance during an actual competition, but I will try to emulate my problem solving process as if I was performing the competition. So that being said, I've got my solver sheet also inspired by what Lorenzo uses for the data table. I've got my solver sheet ready. Let's go ahead and copy this solver sheet over. It's got all my lambdas and everything that I need on it, and we'll begin. So I'll hit start and move this timer off screen. So start off, copying this to the other sheet, hide this, make this a new window, throw it over here, make this example 1, and since everything works out over here, I can hide all of these as well. And starting off with the first case, it's just taking the delta. I'm going to do some helper tables first. This is actually how I approached it the first time, so I'm doing a sequence of 26 rows starting from 0. That's going to be the letter order. And then next I'm going to do another sequence of 26 numbers, but now I'm going to have it start from 60 here. And the reason for this is because this is going to be Unicode. So I believe it's 65 where capital A starts, but I always like to check first. And it is 65, so I'll go ahead and change this to 65. I'm going to do the exact same thing, but for the lowercase letters now, which I believe is at 97. But we'll see. I can just copy this. A starts at 97. I've done this enough times, so I should have it down by now. But I'm just going to call this the LST cap order. I'll call this the LST cap letter, LST low order, LST low let. So these are all my helper columns. The idea here is that it's going to loop through basically just a few X lookups to find where it is, apply whatever offset, and what's important here is we have this starting at 0 rather than 1 because we're going to be using modulo arithmetic to take into account that delta. But that being said, I've got one last thing to do, and that's actually to assign some named ranges here to make my life a bit easier. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that now. Alright, that looks good, looks good. Alright, so let's go ahead and go to our solver sheet here. This one's going to be pretty straightforward. We're just going to take the letter, we're going to get the code from it, so Unicode, and then one thing that I'll do later is to check if it's upper or lowercase, but for right now we don't need to worry about that since it's all lowercase. We're going to do the delta. I'll just copy this. Do a delta. The new code is going to be equal to this, the modular arithmetic, so mod this minus and then done this before. Need to get the sequence in here. Even though I've done this 3 times, this is off the cuff here. So let's just grab the sequence. Lookup array. LST. And actually it doesn't matter because it doesn't check cases. So we can just return the order. $15, the delta, yeah, this comes later. The delta is going to be here, so we're going to take new order equals mod this minus the delta, comma 26. The new reference is going to be actually do need the check if it's lowercase, so here's what I'll do here, because I need to grab the correct if it's capital or lower. So equals xlookup, we're going to look up the value itself in LST lower letters and get the LST low order. And then we're going to take the uni code of it, or the unicar, and then we're going to do an exact check on this versus R4. So this is indeed lowercase, so from here I can do if this, comma, value of true, it's going to be an xlookup. We're going to look up this value on LST on the order, and if it's true we want to return the uppercase, the lowercase letter, and if not we take the uppercase. And we do get O here, so now we set up the data table. I need to change the file settings because I reset my computer. Automatic. There we go. All good here, and so that took up an amount of time, but we'll be able to pick up the pace. This help will take us very far. Alright, so now going into example 2, the letters are going to be, rather than this, we're going to be taking a mid formula of this, where the start number is going to be a sequence of the length of R4, starting at 1. So I can actually just cut that here, number of characters 1. Here we go here, so next I'm just going to take, instead of R4, we're going to do PQR7. And then the exact same structure here, we want R7 for the dynamic array. This one,
moving forward to level 3. Sorry, audio cut out there for a second. Headset died. Now we're incorporating spaces, and this is where things get a little bit tricky. So next I'm going to do a check where the cases are actually pretty straightforward. Here we can just wrap this in an if error, and then just have it be equal to the letter itself. So that, what's going on here? We want cap letter here, and then wrap this in an if error. Again, this is kind of where let would kind of be coming in handy, but it would take me longer. Value in if error is just going to be the letters itself, so I could have just called that in the let statement. But the good news is that actually takes care of everything for here. So level 4 is where we get the delta changing. So from here, rather than it being static, we're going to have it be the number of rows on S7. It's going to be in a sequence starting from 1, and then multiply it by that. So that takes care of level 4. Again, we just knocked out those two in under 2 minutes. Moving on to the final level, which is level 5. So this one's tricky because we don't want to change the delta if it's not a letter. So that requires us to check if it's a letter. So here's what I'm going to do. This is just going to be a check on is number on the sequence, and if it's a letter, it's true. Otherwise, it's going to throw out false, which is exactly what we're looking for. Next, let's see if I can improve my scan function. So let me, let me just throw this over here and do this as new delta. So we want to take a scan. Initial value is going to be 0. The array is going to be the is letter. We're going to take a lambda of x, y, and we're going to take if x, comma, x plus y. So if it's true, we want it to increment up. Otherwise, we don't want it to. Let's throw that in here. That did not work. What's going on here? I did this before. I was pretty proud of this. Scan. Oh, This is why I practice on this, because I am still new to scan the by rows and everything. Obviously, I can just do the manual. So during a competition, I'll probably do that, but I'm wondering, do I want y? There we go, okay. I need to use y instead, and that seems to work, so if it's false, it doesn't change. Last step is to multiply this by delta. And there does seem to be something going on here. Oh, I just need to change where the delta is coming from. So move this to here. And that's our answer. We just need to update the data to here. input cell here. Alright, all correct. 15 minutes in, the last things is going up to the bonus problems, and these are pretty straightforward. So going into example 3, how many non-letter characters including spaces are in level, how many capital letters are in level 3 codes? So what we can do here is basically just take, this is how I prefer to do it. I don't like touching the thing, but it's the easiest thing that comes to mind. Concatenating all of this, throwing it into the example. So this is my example. This is my check if it's lowercase. How many capital letters are in level 3 codes? We're just counting the falses. So equals count if comma false. 39 non-letter characters. We've already got that check for non-letter characters. Again, I'm going to take it the same way, concatenating everything in level 5. And then going to example 5, and it's going to be exactly the same thing. Oh, I probably should have. Keep that. Go to example 5. Another count if. Take our is letter. We're going to again look for false. And finally, the answers to questions 1 through 10 are level 2 code. So for here, it's a level 2 code, so we need to change our delta back. But what I did was take this, actually put it in for everything. Take that, make it an absolute reference. Put it for everything here. Make the delta here just a sequence from 1 to 20, just to start. And going back to example 2, again, we want the delta to be just fixed, so we're going to multiply this by 0 plus that. Again, it's a level 2 code. New delta, the new order is going to be using the old delta. Alright, perfect. So Sherlockian is what we want there. Now we just need to check here. So the offset, we're looking for the valid letter or a valid word. And we get to elementary. Now, once again, I needed to check that. 497. But we already know that this is elementary from there, and that concludes it at 18 minutes. A little bit of extra prep. You can kind of see what I did to practice. I'll pull that up. Well, I don't even think I saved it. That's not good. I wish I did, because I had fancy let statements. Yeah, this isn't my cleanest attempt. Apparently I did not save my third attempt where I did do the fancy lets, but what effectively was just naming these in a single let statement and plugging them all in here. It's a lot more elegant. But yeah, that's my attempt and solution at the passing notes quiz. Hope to do more, hope to stream and record myself on the actual competitions, and I will definitely be in Las Vegas, so if you're there, please say hi. Thank you.